How are you, lads? We're here today. We were here before. Tom Crean's in camp, just about 10 miles outside of Tralee, and we're here with another fella, Mr CVX. If you haven't, please go and subscribe to him. He covers all CVX tractors, Steyr, Case CVXs, New Holland CVXs. Of course, they're all Steyrs, really and truthfully. And he has a magnificent Steyr tractor at the moment. He's coming down here with his Kuhn, I don't know, I'm going to call it a combi pack. But yeah, we're going to give a look at him. He's wrapping, and she's one of the new balers that'll wrap the bale in plastic, if you know what I mean. And we also have a class, and is it a T7 or not a T7? A TM115 baling, or drawing the bales. So we'll give a look at this, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, and here, if you haven't already, these are the stickers, the 1494. There's a link below in the description to purchase one. They're about €5 each, and I'll post them out to you. You go into Shopify account, and we'll go from there. Alright, here's Thomas and Mr CVX, we'll call him, and his case 175. The grass, they go to the back of the baler, you throw out the bale. If we give it 1 second, you'll see the door now behind will open, and the other bale will come out, wrapped in plastic. You push it back, and you see here now 2 rolls of plastic, and she'll wrap away now straight away. There she goes. We have a bit of drone work as well, so we'll get the drone up there now, and we'll get him following the whole thing as well. She's a Kuhn FBP 3135. Watch out. She'll cut the plastic, you might be able to see it there now. Now, Mr CVX.
How are you today, Mark?
I'm very well, sir.
You're here in lovely Derry, Mark.
We're here in lovely Derry, that's right.
Of a bank holiday weekend, or what else will we be doing?
Go to the pub.
We'll do that later, don't you worry.
Why CVXs? Why Steyrs?
I suppose rewind about 6-7 years ago. I had a couple of older tractors a good bit older, and I was going upgrading one of them, and I was looking at various things. We had a New Holland TM, and we were going to buy another TM, but they were just a little bit outside the budget. Good clean ones were a little bit outside the budget, so I was looking, and I see a CVX advertised in Waterford by a dealer, Killegry, and I said it to my father. I said, as I see a Case CVX advertised in Waterford, I don't know what I chance one of them. I hear they're a heap of shit.
Yeah.
So he said, sure, don't knock it until you try it. He said, go down and look at it, see what you think. Talk to people in the know. He said, plenty of people will give you their opinion who mightn't exactly know what they're talking about. Ask lads with them, see what the story is. So we went down to see the tractor. I drove it 100 yards, and I turned around and I said to him, we'll chance this, try this, young. So that was our first one.
And what was it you said?
That was an 1170, a CVX 1170, which would have been a tier 2. There's 3 tiers of them. This one we're in today is a tier 3, and all I have left now is tier 3s. But we went from that one, and this one is number 7. This is the 7th one we've had. And the latest one, the Steyr CVT we have, is number 12. We've had 12 of them since, either to use ourselves or sell on again.
Yeah.
So I find them brilliant. I find them very easy to repair, which is kind of number 1 really, because I wouldn't be capable of rebuilding power command or power shift transmissions, but I can rebuild the transmission in one of these. So we're lucky enough we have a very good mechanic that gives us a hand. and like if we've any technical stuff, he's very thorough. He's extremely thorough, and any big stuff he's able to do it. But as you know, there's a huge shortage of mechanics, like, so he's up the walls all the time. And to be fair with these tractors, maybe a couple of times a year I have to get them up for electrical faults that I can't really diagnose myself, or things like that. But touch wood, they don't have to, tractors never have to go to dealerships, or they don't have to go to him that very often, so it's a big saver for me and saves a lot of complication. Like I said, if this tractor had a power shift transmission, I'd have to split it in the front, split it in the back, and take out the gearbox and work in the gearbox.
Yes.
Whereas this, just take off my steps, take off my wheel, and I take my gearbox out the side. So last summer, not this one, another one of them, it was Sunday evening, I was going home with it, and you know the sound of a bearing failure.
When you're getting coarse.
Yes, yeah. So I said there's a bearing amiss here somewhere, and I was actually blaming the baler. I said there's a wheel bearing gone in the baler. That's what it sounded like to me. So it was nearly home. It was about 6 o'clock, I would say, of a Sunday evening. I was nearly home, and I got a fault. All your faults on display on the screen here. A fault came up on the pillar, and I have them all the faults listed on my phone, and it came up as transmission filter blocked. So I knew it wasn't a wheel bearing in the baler then. That was the easy option out. So I got it home anyway. I hooked off the baler. Hooked off the baler, drained the oil, just drained the sump plug in the tractor, the transmission, and the minute the sump plug came down, I heard bits of steel hitting the bottom of the drum. So like that, it was my worst fears were confirmed, you know. So luckily I have a spare transmission at home for one of these, and I pulled it into the shade. I went in and ate my dinner. I'd say it was around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Stuck at it, took off the wheel, took off the steps, all the various pipes and things that have to come off, and at 1 o'clock that morning that tractor was over again. Yeah, now it wasn't baling or anything, but it was tackled up onto the baler ready to go again. So there isn't many modern tractors,
absolutely not,
then you'll be able to do a transmission change that fast now.
Like, to be honest, wheel bearing the baler would probably be the bigger job.
Yeah. So that's one of the main reasons they're here, and I just like them. I suppose they're unique, not everybody has them, so it's nice to have something different. And as you can see, there's not a lot of work and driving this year. We're in hilly ground where we're reversing and we're slowing down and speeding up, and I'm not rooting at a gear lever here or anything. I'm just nothing. No, it's all on my foot. So that makes it a lot nicer to drive every day as well.
What about the cool baler?
Cool baler, we had started out with a welder baler, just an ordinary, not a combination unit, a welder 235.
Yeah. That
was a great baler. I bought that when I came home from New Zealand 10 years ago. Worked that for 3-4 years, and at the time I think there was a huge change in baling in this country back 6-7 years ago. Wrappers just disappeared.
I suppose up to that point the baler was kind of for the paddocks or for a bad second cut.
Yes, yeah.
Very few people baling.
There was nobody, shall we say, had a career out of baling.
No.
It was a kind of maybe a couple of part-time lads or a farmer had a baler and done, but bale numbers have exploded since, and I think if you stayed with the baler and wrapper any longer, you were probably left behind in our area. You know,
without those,
it was that little bit slower, and help was getting to be a problem as well to get someone to drive a wrapper. And actually a wrapper isn't the easiest thing in the world to use. It was always a young fella's job. But if you were in this field here now today with a wrapper, it wouldn't be easy. Like, I find this easier.
You'd be drawing the bales to the bottom.
Yes, yeah.
And you'd be up and down like the
and they'd be spinning off of the wrapper.
That never happened to us.
So we went down from that in and about a Fusion 1, and that was a fantastic machine, absolutely exceptional. I modified them, they had a problem with the intake of them. This grass, no problems. Short, wet grass at the end of the year or the start of the year is a massive problem. Just keep blocking at the intake and you'll be out digging it out. So I modified the intake of it and totally transformed the machine. Absolutely turned it inside out. She was a weapon to take in stuff, an absolute weapon. But sure, times went on then and there was over, I think there was 90 or 100,000 bales in that. And again, I was at the crossroad. What do I do now? Do I go new or do I buy a second machine or what? So at the time I could see the best value in the new machine. Finance was cheaper on the new one. There wasn't a huge, there was maybe 15,000-20,000 euros between that and the one with 20,000-30,000 bales, and so you were facing chains and bearings and things that didn't bail. So I reckon the value was in the new one. Still going, right?
Yeah.
So we had two of them. Now unfortunately our last, because I did like my McHale's, our last new McHale gave us a lot of problems, and I suppose the backup from the dealer was okay. Anytime I rang, they'd come and they'd do something about it, but the issues were never resolved, and I just decided to change, try something different, because if you're afraid to change, you'll never do anything different in your life. So I looked at a couple of machines. I looked at a Govile. I actually had one of them, a Govile, or a Gowl, as a lot of people will call them.
It was a right, not Govile.
Govile is the correct pronunciation, yeah. But I had a Govile out in demo, and unbelievable. The features in that machine, the build quality in that machine, there's nothing like it on the market. But it's 3.5 ton heavier than the machine we have here behind us. So
You see this?
yeah,
That's from a gold.
yeah, okay.
A gold wrapper.
There was 3.5 ton heavier. So we're in County Kerry. We're not in the plains of Wexford.
We're in good land at the moment.
Yeah, we're in good land at the moment, but not every day am I in good land, or not every year will we have a good year. So that was the number one decision behind that, going that road. I looked at the Pottinger. I was very interested in buying a Pottinger baler because I do love my Pottinger equipment. We have Pottinger mowers, Pottinger rake. I think it's very well built, but there isn't any of them really pushed out there, and backup and resale value were my biggest concern with that one.
And who's the local? Who's the Pottinger dealer? Like?
Noonan's in Bradford will be a Pottinger dealer, but obviously they're selling McHale's as well. So are they going to cut off their nose to spite their face? I doubt it, you know. But I'd still look if I was to get it, if Pottinger were offering me a demo of a Pottinger baler, I'd definitely be interested in using it for a couple of days. But Kuhn were able to answer a couple of questions that I had on resale value and backup. And like, I don't mind paying the premium for the machine first day if you're going to be rewarded for that when you go to trade it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's how we ended up with the Kuhn, and very happy with it. And the customers are more happy with it than I am. So that's number one.
It's making a good solid bale.
It's making a good bale. 95% of them love this plastic system opposed to net. And like I said, they're very, very happy with it. In fact, this actual man we're baling for here weighed some bales over the past couple of years, and he tells me that these bales are weighing out very heavy compared to bales we had made previous years for him, you know. Now I know there's big variations in that and moisture and all of that, but he's taking an average over a couple of years, like, you know, so it won't be that far out.
But the bale has gone mad, like, you know, we'll say, like we were saying 10 years ago, the bale, every farmer could feed all the bales in the world with a 135.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're gone so heavy now,
yeah.
densely packed.
But sure, like there's, especially in Kerry, like, and I know it'll be the same in other counties, like this baler is covering more acres than some silage harvesters are, you know?
Yeah.
And like, you said that 5 or 6 years ago, no one would believe you.
Like I remember there was local fellas here, like we're not too far from where I grew up, and they had balers in the 70s and the early 80s. And these fellas taking
We were all away from it.
yeah, they had balers.
If I can get out from them now. No damage or nothing.
But again, we can edit that out. But there was fellas around here that had balers in the 70s and 80s, and they got out of them because there wasn't,
Oh, there was nothing for them to do.
there was nothing in them like that.
I mean, it was a day's work to make 40 or 50
Yeah.
bales. Put them into a bag, didn't know
yeah.
that.
And the thing was, like, you had to use them that year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because if you didn't use them within, we'll say, your 9, not even 12 months. If you didn't use them within your 8 or 9 months window, they were gone. They were
Yes,
gone, right?
yes, yeah,
And they
yeah.
were gone down to about 2 feet. in the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah. Sure, and you know, like, it's amazing the way things change. When I was growing up, now you'll be older than me, but when I
I'm
was
not older than you.
when I was growing up, the baler scene was a sea of green and white, class green and white. There was
Yes.
nothing else on a
Yes.
class baler.
Yeah.
And then the Welshers came on and they took over altogether. And then the McHales came on and they took over. So it's, you know, you'd say 20 years ago, or even when I started out, you'd think things could never improve any different or they'll never change. But
Yeah.
it's always changing. It's always changing.
Yeah. What's popular today, like, mightn't be popular tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's go back another, we'll say go back to our father's times. It was all square balers.
Yes, yeah.
And go back to our grandfather's times, it was, we say, pikes outside the field.
And them lads could never see, I wonder will a baler come out that'll make them round instead of square. You know, they thought that would be it. That's the way it was done, and that was kind of how it was understood. But we do often say at home, lads in their 80s now are still operating machinery. Like they've seen some changes in their life.
They've seen the horse.
Yeah.
Like, even what you're have to do here now in the last, whatever, half an hour, 20 minutes. Like, this one time was a day's work.
Oh, it was, yeah. Oh, big time, yeah.
But I suppose there was more hill that time, I don't know.
There was a slower pace of life, sure, and everywhere there was 5 cows in a place one time, and there's 200 in that place now. You know,
Yeah.
it's all a rush. Like the machinery has got bigger and bigger and bigger and faster, and we're still under pressure. That's what you never understand.
Yeah. Like the amount of farmers, even where we are now in Tralee, one time my farmer used to collect milk for Lee Strand all along here.
Yes.
And I know what you tell me, there was 35 or 6 lawns.
Yeah.
There's 2 left now.
Yeah. Now I think we're at a changing point in the whole thing now, because the problem is there's no, it is almost skipped 2 generations.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, like take for example the man we're working for here. I don't know, will his family continue to farm? And I would say a huge portion of my customers, 50% of them, have no succession on their farm, and that's what's the outcome there? Like what happens in another 10 years? You know,
What will happen? Will the big farmer take it over?
sure they can't get anyone to help them.
They can't,
So
no.
you know, does anybody want all them headaches either? How many lads are going to milk 1,000 cows? Like you're talking single numbers in Kerry.
And like, you are, yeah, that's single numbers. Like,
Yeah.
it's not got double digits. Like,
No.
way.
So what will happen? I don't know. It's a key time in farming. I think there needs to be changes really made to get youth more involved in farming. You know, there is young people out there who want to farm, who aren't farming, and they can't enter the market because of the price of land, the price of rent.
Yeah.
So there should be some European-wide schemes because it's a European problem. It's not just a unique to Ireland. There's no youth getting involved. There should be share farming. When I worked in New Zealand, I always thought share farming was a good idea. If Thomas or Morgan was made for cows and wanted to go farming, they could come here. They could buy 5 cows and they get the price of the milk of the 5 cows. And they work on the farm as well, you know. And as this farmer gets a little bit older and he wants to retire, Thomas can buy 10 cows, 20 cows, and eventually he's building up his herd slowly, you know. And even if he has a falling out with the farmer here, he has 50 or 60 cows to bring somewhere else if he wants to do something different. So. Yeah. It's a good system. It got a lot of people who didn't have the capital to go and buy land, put up milking parlours to get involved in farming.
There's farmers getting out of it every day.
Oh, there is, yeah.
I knew slanted units.
Yeah.
Milking parlours.
I was actually talking to a guy in France earlier on today, and he was telling me there's dairy farms for sale near him with no bids.
With what?
With no bids on them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. For sale for months, and nobody's bidding on them. So, like I said, it's a European-wide problem. It's not just unique to our area.
But like, the reality is, and I know, this is a politically correct thing, right? But if the government starts looking after the farmers, and even if the people don't start looking after the farmers, all our food is going to be imported.
Yes,
There'll be nothing in the supermarkets that was grown locally. And what will end up happening is the local stuff will get so expensive, no one will afford to buy it.
Yes. And it's hard for farmers to stay motivated when you're facing 60 years of age and you don't have a lot of help.
Yeah.
And you're getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to milk cows and
the last 50 years.
Yeah, and it's raining every day and there's slurry up through slats and all these problems. It's
like there's so many rules and regulations and you're trying to abide by them.
Yes, yeah. Well, now I do think they're going to get worse. The rules and regulations will get worse. But it just, if there was enough money out of it and succession, I think people wouldn't have a problem with the rules.
Yes.
It's like, I mean, if I'm to stay at this job and I have to keep buying machinery and keep adapting to it, but I have less money in my pocket at the end of the day, then someday I'm just going to get sick of it, you know?
And just forget about it.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
But I think it's going to come to the point where contractors, eventually, and it's probably getting there very fast, is that the contractor, I suppose the moment the farmer's ringing the contractor and telling him to come on,
yes,
I think it's going to happen very shortly that the farmer will ring the contractor and book a date.
Oh, it will, yeah, it will, yeah.
I'd say hail, rain or snow, you're going to have your silage cut that day within reason.
Yeah, within reason, as you say, but contractors are getting scarce on the ground too. Like, I mean, the vast majority of contractors in this area are 50, 60, 70 years of age.
Yeah. And no one to take over.
No.
And even if there was someone, they have no interest in taking over.
No. And you need, like, I mean, what we're sitting in here today, the two of these are 150, 60,000 euros. That's just for the tractor and baler.
Yeah.
That's only one part of the puzzle. So how do you start out now, like, you know? I know it's possible, but
even at that, 150 or 60,000, and we say if you can afford it, and we'll say, look, buy trailers, buy everything, you're talking the best part of $500,000.
Yes.
Who you want to get to drive?
Yeah.
The help isn't there.
Yeah.
I think we pushed, but even outside of farming and outside of contracting and outside of everything, for the last, I suppose, 20 years in Ireland, they pushed everyone. You had to go to college.
Oh yeah.
You had to go, if you don't go to college, there's something wrong with you.
Yes, yeah, and not everybody is suitable for college, you know?
No.
Like, I never went to college. And I'm able to work away at what I do every day without any further education. The world needs people to do certain jobs. Not everybody should be an engineer or one of these jobs. We need people to drive tractors, we need people to sweep the roads, we need people to do all them things. So,
and I think for a long time them jobs were really frowned upon.
oh, massively, yeah.
And I think as well, even go back to the farming thing, there was we said there was a lot put on farmer sons
Yes.
that maybe can't make a living out of farming, so they were sent to college, and the idea was you'd be an engineer or something, and you could do the farming in the background.
Yes.
That hasn't worked out.
Well, it hasn't, because when you qualified as an engineer, you had to go to where the work was. So they're in cities or abroad now, and it's 20 years later now. The graph for the farming is gone.
Yeah.
So
they're finished at 5 o'clock.
yeah, exactly. So are they going to turn around and go milking 50, 60 cows? You're down to a small percentage of them that are going to do that.
And even like with rural Ireland, there's a massive problem with planning.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it's huge and it's wrong. It's a corrupt system. It's a very, very corrupt system. And it costs honest people a lot of money, and it costs people who know people in the right place nothing. So it's wrong. It's totally wrong.
I'm originally from 4 miles away, 3 miles over the road from where we are. My father and mother had 3 sons, and none of us are there.
Yes.
There's about 20 acres there. We couldn't have the right first get planning. And we had pre-planning meetings with everything you can imagine,
And no good.
no good.
Yeah. And like that has a knock-on effect too, because as your mother and father push on in years, who's going to look after them?
Yeah.
Whereas if there was one year around there was always someone floating around, you know?
There'd be kids, there'd be grandkids,
Yeah,
there'd be
yeah.
someone.
Like how far away is the closest one to you?
Quite probably, and it's 17 kilometers.
So if your mother or father has a fall or something during the night, how far are they from an ambulance? 17, 18 kilometers again, you know?
Yeah. No, the system, I don't think they taught the system at all.
And it is all them little villages decimated as well. I mean, they take Stride Valley behind.
Yeah.
So you're just passing through that now, like there's nothing there.
Nothing.
Camp, only for a shop in there's nothing there either.
Like at one time, well, they're still there. There's 4 pubs in camp.
Yeah.
4 pubs and there's 2 restaurants. But like, they've, I'd say only for the weekend. I don't even think they open during the week, the pubs.
They're only doing something because they're on a tour, the route of a tourist hotspot, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like you go out to where you're living now, that side of the country. There's nobody drives through them villages.
You think, like when I went out to, we say Abidorney, which there was 2 pubs, 3 pubs in Abidorney. There was a butcher shop, there was a shop, I went into another small shop, we had 3 shops, there's nothing.
No.
There's 1 pub left now. I think that only opens the weekends. And there's 2 shops, even though the big shops have been taken over by
A big multinational,
big
like,
multinational, right? There's only 1 really local shop left outside there.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know how you correct it because it's gone so far now. It's probably gone beyond correcting, like, yeah. But all them places are great rural communities. There was creameries and everything in them.
Like Abidorney outside. Abidorney was one of the first places in Kerry to make butter for, we'll say, for what I call
commercial use.
Commercial, that's it. Just west of Abidorney.
Yeah. And now there's nothing there. There's a fallen down shade.
There's nothing. Actually, Thomas, a bit of history for you. At the back of where you were here,
Yes.
Kelelton village,
Yes.
the road going over here at the back of the field, that was actually called the Butter Road.
Okay.
And going way back whenever, 500 years ago, 300 years ago, that road was actually a direct road from Dingle to Cork
Alright, okay.
for taking butter and the cream out of West Kerry
Yes.
down to the port of Cork, down to the butter market.
Okay. Because there's sort of a monastery up here.
There is, yeah. It was a village, your man was Lord Kelelton.
Okay.
He was some relation of Lord Vintry behind.
Okay, right, okay.
And he evicted all the residents of camp out of this.
Yes.
Going way back whenever, 250 years ago.
Yes.
He evicted them all one day and said he was after a field of beer or something. He wasn't feeling great. And he evicted them all, and the ruins of the village are still there.
Okay.
But he got rid of them all, and they never came back.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history, is it?
Yeah, now I know things have to progress and change and all that, but like you say, planning and rural development and all that, they've left it go to a position where we won't be able to bring it back.
Well, I'm a firm believer that if you have family ties to the area,
Yes.
and if your family are from the area, and you're not building the house to sell it, now I know things can change and you're going into trouble, and you might have no choice but sell it. But if you're from the area, within reason,
Yes.
you should be left build a house.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Now, like, there should be a couple of simple, straightforward rules. Obviously, your house can't be a 20-bedroom mansion.
Yes, correct.
And you can't be pulling out of this field gate onto the road here.
Yeah,
But other than that, if you own the land,
if the land is in your family, we'll say your grandfather's land.
yeah, or even if you bought it in the last 5-10 years or whatever, like, you know. But
The system is just, I think they won't. It was hard enough to get planning all along, but now this is an in-road.
yes,
You can't get any more entrances.
yes, yeah,
So unless you have an entrance already,
yeah.
they won't.
So what happens all the families along this road in 20-30 years time, you know?
Derek is school over the road.
Yeah,
Derek is school over the road is scheduled for closure in 10 years.
okay.
Because they're after doing their sums. And they figured, well,
They've been over there around here for 10 years, yeah.
population up here. I think last September there was only one child for junior infants.
Okay, right, yeah. How that's good, it's probably there 200 years.
1910 is written up on the sign.
Okay, yeah.
And there was a school there before that.
Was there, yeah. We'll ring this for the back. Most salesmen are.
So Thomas, we'll go again.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Margaret.
Mr CVX, we're going to the close.
Yes.
And for those of you that mightn't know him, give a like, give a subscribe.
I do a little bit of an absentee from YouTube, but
No, that's okay too. If you have any interest in styles or CVXs or
balers or anything like that,
silage, blowing, anything,
give it a look up.
do.
See what you think.
Tell them you saw it here.
It is very rare, and I normally have the camera turned the other way around,
Yeah.
so they're getting a good look at my ugly head now today.
Yeah, I can edit that bit out, it's alright.
We had a lot the last couple of days, but today won't be too bad. 2 more jobs to do, and that's it. We think it's showery tomorrow, so we were going to go mowing again today, but we might wait till tomorrow. See, I think it's settled after tomorrow's rain. It's settled all into the start of the following week again. So it's a gift of a job when the weather's with you, and it's a nightmare of a job when the weather's against you.
Farmers ringing and maybe ringing to cancel, and
it's you can't make a plan. You know, last 3 or 4 days we'll do A, B, C, D today. Tomorrow we'll do A, B, C, D again, and it doesn't change.
yeah.
Whereas if there's rain promised, you have to get the big one or the wet one out of the way, or it's a nightmare. And when you're under pressure, things go wrong.
Yeah, when you're rushing,
That's when mistakes and accidents happen and all them things. So it's a relaxed pace at the minute. Now we done 550 bales, not yesterday, the day before. We done 400 yesterday. We'll probably do 350 today. We're getting them pumped out under no pressure, you know. Some days you'll have to go out and make 700 of them, and then you'll do nothing for a week.
yeah.
So there was a lot of that last year. But hopefully, with all the rain we had this spring, this year, we'll treat us a bit kinder. We want a bit of hate weather now next.
Yeah.
We're out of plastics here. more comments or fucking hits.
Yeah, sure, more the merrier, like.
Well, we're getting out of it now.
It depends. You know, I can't follow the fuck. Alright, guys, that's it. That's Mr CVX. If you haven't already, give him a like, give him a subscribe, and see what it's all about. And thanks. I think we sorted a lot of the world's or Kerry's problems there in the last half an hour. And alright, guys, keep up the good work, and I'll see you all in the next one.